Hello, everyone. Give me a sec. Come in as I drink my Coca-Cola. Unplugged my phone. Text my brother. So, just for this chat, I have blessed this house. Okay, so I'm waiting for other people to show up. Let's see. Let's share the stream. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Marie. Trying to get my brother to come on live and actually discuss this with me. So I just recently I recently watched The Ghost Adventure Cecil Hotel. Did you watch it, Marie? And I have some thoughts I need to share about it. And before I talk about it, I have blessed this house, because this is some pretty dark stuff that I saw in that documentary that they did. Ghost Adventures Paranormal documentary on Discovery. I think we all need a little bit of blessing on that one. So, okay, I actually had, so I started watching this documentary because, everybody decided, hey, you need to watch it because you've been to the Cecil Hotel. I stayed in room 434, okay? Elisa Lam, in 2013, stayed in room 416. I had never knew that piece of information, even until I watched that little documentary. And I was like, you know what? This isn't cool. I was literally doors away from the room of this woman. And now it all makes sense to me. My whole experience at the Hotel Cecil makes sense. Because I wasn't that far from her room. And then on the 14th floor and the 8th floor, or I'm sorry, the 7th floor, it all makes sense to me. Every single floor of that hotel practically has a murder or a crazy event that's happened. And now I'm like, just seeing that documentary, I just it gave me like almost like PTSD. I remember the hallways, and the funny thing is, have you seen the documentary, Marie? There was someone that they were interviewing that had the same story as I did, almost to a T, but it was a guy. So creepy, creepy. So have you seen it, Marie? Just, yeah, that was the creepiest experience I've ever seen. And yeah, and then seeing the basement with the mattresses and the, oh my god, like, okay, did you, so you saw this, you saw the Hotel Cecil Ghost Adventure, Stevie Rose, and what did you think about that guy that basically was in, or was supposed to have dinner with his female friend and then couldn't wake up? Because that, remember when I told you guys my story of what happened on the 14th floor? That happened to me. I couldn't wake up. The lift? What lift? Oh, you mean the elevator? Haha. The elevator has its own story. Yeah. Yeah, the lift was a crazy thing. Oh, you're in the UK. Okay. That makes sense. Oh yeah, Cecil and Ramirez. Okay. Okay, so Ramirez. Ramirez. Ha ha ha. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm working on getting a new moderator for the channel, as well as doing a live. Okay, so Ramirez, he stayed in 419. He also, so what I just found out about Ramirez, which is cool, and I didn't even know this, like, was, I knew both incidents happened on the 14th floor, but I didn't know which room was the second instance. So Ramirez's room was 419. Across the hall, there was a suicide way earlier before Ramirez, like back in the 30s, right across the hall. And the funny thing is, they had a psychic on there who said the same thing I did, that the whole hotel likes to confuse you. That's its thing. And the funny thing is, my brother finally admitted to me that it got to him in a different way today, as I was as I was going through the live and everything. Yeah, it was really weird that both instances happened across the hall from each other. And then in the second killer guy from Austria, he was in the 7th floor. So he seems to have more of a presence there than Ramirez does. And I did get answers on the Cecil Hotel Elisa Lam case. And in fact, I want to pull some cards on that because even the psychic has backed up what I was saying all along, which was she died before she went in the tank. Or she was mostly dead before she went in the tank. And she did, the tank was just a way of covering it up, hiding the body. So, so we're just going to pull it. That was weird. In the midst of my shuffling, some of my cards went finicky. Weird. I'm telling you, that spirit in there, not so freaking cool. I don't know. I watched it twice because I just couldn't believe that they actually caught a full body operation on camera. I'm talking, you could see the guy's bald head, his sunglasses, and his goatee, and the outfit he was wearing. Creepy. And they were under lockdown, so nobody was in the building. Cards just flew all over the ground. I think the energy is strong because I've watched the series. So I've got the Four of Wands, which is about celebrations, family, traveling. The Temperance, which is about bringing balance to yourself. And the Five of Wands, which is like getting past the challenges and the obstacles in your way. The Hanged Man on the bottom of the deck. Self-sacrifice. So I think that card is saying everything that I've been saying all along, that she was a sacrifice. The murder of Elisa Lam was a sacrifice to whatever being. I've been saying that forever. So how has everybody been? Marie in the UK, how is Stevie and Curious been? Do you have any funny stories that you want to share that you know about the hotel? Also, the Goldie thing. Okay. That was odd to me. The pigeon lady, I thought somebody had solved her case. Apparently, it's still an unsolved case even to this day. And when the psychic went in there, she's like, I just have to protect myself. And I'm just like, I wondered what her last moments were. You know, birdseed and you know, birdseed and feathers everywhere because she was a big pigeon lady. Can't imagine what her room looked like. You know? And there was a story about a woman who had birth in her hotel room in Hotel Cecil's in the 30s and thought her baby was dead, so she threw it out the window. Turns out the baby was alive until it obviously landed on the concrete. Who just throws your baby out the window? Like, who does that? And gets temporary insanity. The bird lady isn't a weird feeling. It's the weird feeling I get about the bird lady is her killer. Her killer is the weird lady, I guess. Or is the weird feeling for me. Good night, Marie. I want to say the killer stormed into her room or found a way to get into her room. Maybe making it seem like he was room service or fresh towels or maid service of some kind, and then killed her. And then like I had a sensation like he washed his hands and took a shower after he killed her, and maybe even changed his clothes so he could never be found. And back then, all right, so Any questions? Curious, because I know this topic is like one of your favorite topics. I just had to come on. I just watched Ghost Adventures again for the second time, and I'm just like, you know what? I need to get this off my chest. Especially after my brother told me that the Cecil Hotel affected him, but he didn't want to admit it until today. We went to the Cecil Hotel in 2013. This dude doesn't even admit that this thing has affected him until 2021. What the heck, man? What the heck? Like, honestly. Any crazy things of 2021 that everybody wants to share? Besides this crazy documentary about the Cecil Hotel that just brings back old memories for me. I had a weird feeling about the bird lady too, but it wasn't because, oh, I already said that. This is what happens when you're a bum for like a very long time and you're working from home. You lose track of like your decency as a human being, your time of day as a human being. I don't know how people work from home 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I give props to them because I'm going crazy and it's only been like 5 weeks. And I'm like, I just, part of me wants to work from home and part of me wants to be like, nope. Why did I ask the spirits one day to work from home? And then I got my wish and now I'm like driving myself crazy. The grass isn't always greener on the other side, guys. And apparently I'm really good at manifestations lately. This deck has gotten to be all kabobbled. Sorry, guys. Didn't mean to mute there for a second. I'm kind of fixing my cards because they're kind of like everywhere. Well, hello. We're talking about the Cecil Hotel. Have you heard of the Cecil Hotel, Diana? That place is scary. It reminds me of why I will never go back there. I don't encourage anybody else to do the same, because the Ghost Adventures reminded me why it was not a very good reason to go back there ever again. The feeling of dread and heaviness. The feeling of almost like confusion, and almost it does bring a lot of people to the thoughts of suicide. And apparently, it came closer to home than I expected. Did you watch the? Do you know anything about the Hotel Cecil? I almost want to invite Curious on here. And Dog is live, guys. I'm wondering if he's actually live or if it was like it was this afternoon. Oh, so we got a newbie in the house. Okay, the Hotel Cecil was built in the 20s. It is the hotel of mysterious deaths, suicides, and 2 serial killers. One of them being the Night Stalker, Richard Ramirez. The second one was an Austria guy that I don't remember his name. I have personally stayed at this hotel. I was in room 434. I stayed for 4 nights in 2016 because my brother's an idiot, and I will say that live on YouTube. He talked me into it. We were watching the American Horror Story Hotel at the time. That season had just came out, and it was based on the Cecil Hotel and the mysterious things of the Cecil Hotel. So if you've watched American Horror Story season 5 of the hotel, the basing of that is totally based off the Cecil Hotel. The Cecil Hotel was built in the 20s and has been a walking, talking nightmare ever since. The most recent death was in 2013, Elisa Lamb. And I almost want to share my screen.
Remember, you can call your customers chief, just never big guy.
Yep.
Next, Carvana.
Okay, let me share my screen. Okay, guys. Oops.
Get an offer.
So this is Elisa Lamb. The footage from the Hotel Cecil. This is the 8th floor, guys, of the Hotel Cecil, that she is waiting for the elevator to go down. She had a room, and her room number was 416. So why she was on the 8th floor, I have no idea. She had a private bathroom in her room. Therefore, she had no reason to be up there unless she was just exploring the hotel. I'm going to be quiet as we can watch the video. Many believe that these buttons that she's pressing has something to do with a thing called the elevator game. It was known as North Korea. It's supposed to open up a portal of some kind. But I believe she was just trying to press any button to get that door to close, to be honest.
So I have a remote job where...
So yes, now that you've seen the surveillance footage of the last time she was physically seen, you will see that she was acting kind of weird, strange. She was like doing stuff with her fingers. She was hiding from someone. She was found 19 days later on top of the Cecil Hotel in a water tank, naked. The mysterious thing about this, though, the mysterious thing about this is she was found in the water tank. She was naked. But there's two mysterious things about this. One, every door to the roof had an alarm on it. So and they were physically locked. So how she got to the roof, no one knows. Second, how she was found, sorry guys, was she was on top of the roof in a water tank in order to get to the water tank, she had to make these really weird steps. Like she had to go up this platform and then climb a ladder, open this heavy door, jump in, and then it was closed when she was found. So that's the mysterious part, because if she's already in the water tank, how is she closing the door behind her? And it was heavy. It took two men to get the door open and closed. So, and she was just a tiny 21-year-old Asian girl. You know, how did this happen? That's the mysterious part. Her death was considered accidental / not conclusive. And there's many things in the Hotel Cecil that revolve around unconclusive, unsolved suicides / murdering spree. So, yeah, there are cases where people have jumped out the windows. There was a case where a woman has jumped out the window and killed a passerby as they were walking because they landed on top of them. There are throwing babies out windows stories about this hotel. So yes, this hotel is creepy. And unfortunately, I was kind enough to stay there because of my lovely brother. Can I just, say that on national YouTube? And because of my lovely brother, I had an experience there that I thought was personal, and turns out it's not. Apparently, some other people that I don't know, I've never met, had half the experience that I felt. So, it's a thing. It's an extreme thing, guys. And it's just, I was watching the documentary, and it was like I was roaming through the halls, and I was getting PTSD through them just roaming through the halls. I was like, oh my God, I remember this, this, and this. And I do have to say something. There was one point in the documentary that they had a night vision camera on the walls. And it looked like there was either mold a black spot or something else in these walls, because all the walls are painted red. But if you look through their night vision cameras, or there's, you'll see these weird patterns of weird spots on the walls. So, and they caught a full body apparition in their adventure. Glasses on, bald head, goatee, black pants, and when they were locked in the hotel by themselves. So, no mask. It was kind of creepy. And it showed up within seconds. Like there was a dark spot on the floor. The dark spot went away, and then there was the apparition in a photo, which was weird. That was the best evidence I think they found, besides the fact that the water turned on by itself. But yes, if you are something that is a light sleeper and doesn't like to sleep because of scary things, do not watch it at night. Watch it during the day. It creeped me out, but because I was there. You know? I still have PTSD. In fact, right now I'm burning Bless This House. Because I'm like, even talking about it just gives me the chills. Yes, so I am going to warn everybody. This is my warning. If they're talking about reopening the hotel in late 2021, which is now, they've talked about this a couple different times. I don't know if it's an actual thing, if it's actually going to happen. But if it does happen, my warning is stay the heck away. Because it doesn't matter how old you are, what level of sensitivity you are, it all affects you in different ways. It can either depress the crap out of you to the point where you think things that you would never have thought of before. It can confuse you. It can make you angry. It can make you think things that you would never think before, give you terrible sadness and heaviness. When you walk into that foyer, it's like a cloud of heaviness just comes upon you. And that's another thing. If you're a woman, don't go. It likes to prey on women. And apparently it likes to prey on men, but in a different way. My brother just admitted to me after I watched this wonderful documentary, he admitted to me that it did affect him when we went in 2016. And not in a good way. It made him think things that he'd never thought before. Deep, dark things. Not going to get into the details because I didn't exactly tell him I was coming on YouTube to talking about it, but I brought stuff home with me, Diana, and that was the worst. It took me a long time to bless my house. There is a evil that lurks in those hallways. I can't explain it. Something that I've never felt before. He did stalk everybody. But I think it's a combination of Ramirez and the Austria guy. To be honest. And dog is live. Yes, it did. An attachment came home, and it took a lot to get it out of my house. Sage just ticked it off. Smoke therapy just ticked it off. I actually had to bring a shaman in my house. And a priest. That wasn't cool. Never had something that attached that much to me before. And I've lived in some pretty haunted houses in my life. But I don't know. It attached to my brother in a weird way too. So don't go there. That's what I'm telling you. Go there for a visit, but get the hell out. Like, don't stay. Because it doesn't matter which floor you're on, all of them. Yes, Vinny the Strangler was there. He lived on the 7th floor. Richard Ramirez lived on the 14th floor. And like I said, across from this, Ramirez was 1419 across the hallway. Someone had jumped out the window and committed suicide 30 years earlier. So the Black Dahlia was last seen in the bar of the Hotel Cecil. A lot of strange things happen around the Hotel Cecil. And in fact, it's like those water tanks. I could see pentagrams on all of them, which was weird, but not in a good sense. So, and there are stains on the walls, and I think there are stains that nobody likes to talk about. But I want you to watch Ghost Adventures when you're not gonna not catch any sleep at home. The Cecil Hotel, it just premiered on Monday or Wednesday. You can watch it on Discovery Plus. It was a good watch. It's almost 2 hours long. And let me tell you, it is a historical site. It can't be knocked down, and I think knocking it down would not change the heaviness that's there. I think it's just embedded in the land at this point. And the area around it keeps feeding it. Because it's close to Skid Row, it's in the worst area. And like I said, there's not a floor that you can go on that something hasn't happened in one form or another. Either a death, a serial killer, suicide, or a mysterious disappearance. There's not one single square inch of that hotel that hasn't had something in some way, shape, or form, you know? Even the water tanks had something. Yeah, it is. So if you do walk near it, wear steel-toe shoes and protectors, because you can get needles. There is a lot of heroin addicts down there. And you don't want to get poked. And watch where you walk. Because you can step in piss, shit, or a heroin needle at any given point. Lots of homeless down there, too. Lots of homeless. Why would you want to be homeless in California? I don't know. California's not that great. Yes. I just found out, like I said, Curious Rose, I just found out that she stayed on the same floor as we did. And that freaked me out. I was like, she was only doors away from where we were. I was in 434. She was in 416. That's not very many numbers between where I stayed and where she stayed. You know, ooh. I wonder if they even checked her room in 19 days. I noticed her stuff was still there. That makes me wonder. Damn, I got the wheezies tonight. Don't ever get COVID either. It really messes up your life. I still get like the wheezy coughs. It's like almost hard to breathe sometimes. Yeah, she was last seen on the 8th floor. Her room was on the 4th floor. Creepy stuff. I probably should turn this into a above 18 talk. But guys, it has been 46 minutes of wonderful. I just wanted to come in here and rant a little about what I saw on the Hotel Cecil and how creepy it was. Yeah, it was a bad LAPD cover-up because they really had no suspects, to be honest. Because there was really no evidence. I mean, the water had washed it all away. And the door had been subject to the elements for 19, 20 days. I mean, there wasn't very much DNA to be found. Unfortunately, the only thing they had was the video. And we all know the video was for crap. Because it's, it happened in 2013. So the hotel has been closed since 2017? I want to say it was 2017 because they were supposed to remodel it. But the company ran out of money and wasn't getting properly permitted to do anything. She was lonely because she was in a different area that she had never seen before. And she thought she could handle being in LA alone, but that place gives you heaviness. And if you're depressed already, or if you're bipolar, and you walk into the Hotel Cecil, that is like signing your death warrant. I'm sorry. My brother has anxiety, and apparently the Cecil Hotel affected him negatively. I never knew. He didn't tell me until today. To me, it attached. I didn't want to do anything to myself. I didn't feel like that in any way, shape, or form, but it attached. It made me feel weird and took all my energy. And every time I go near it, I get sick. My body just physically gets sick. Like I just have to throw up. I almost threw up in the Uber driver's car twice. So I physically just got ill. Just walking near there. Just, ooh. And I thought I was hungry and my blood sugar was low. No, that place drained me. And when I was eating pizza, it watched me. I could see people in the windows, even though nobody lives there. Yeah, it's Elisa Lam, so I will, she was a Canadian woman who passed away in the water tanks. There's a lot of crap though. Yeah, and that was the worst trip. She chose the wrong hotel, curious. She just chose the wrong hotel. That hotel drove her crazy because of her illnesses. It drives the best of us crazy. And for the worst, it drives them even more crazy. I mean, I always felt like a sense of I'm being watched. Every move you make, every step you take, it's like you have thousands of people just watching you. And I'm just like, ooh, no. Well, it was a pretty cheap hotel, I'm not gonna lie, but for the mental abuse, it's not that cheap. Mentally draining that it was. Like I said, they're supposed to reopen in 2021, which is the end of this year. You can check it out, but I would never stay there, ever. I feel like if I stay there again, I won't come out alive. Jazzmaster, watch the Ghost Adventures Hotel Cecil. It's on the Discovery Channel. I think it premiered last week. It's a 2-hour special. You can find it on the Discovery Channel. Discovery Plus. They give you a 7-day free trial. I think it's $4.99 after that. I don't even know, man. Jazzmaster, I just... Hi, Beth. Is Andy still on? I was going to hop over and end this and hop over there if he's still alive.
Oh, no, this way.
Yep, he's on live. Okay. Yeah, I just even watching that documentary on oh my goodness. It just made me like almost have PTSD. Seeing them walk through those hallways and seeing like everything and now getting the better history of it all, I was just like, ding, 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 Curious Rose, you have an answer. They knew she was alone, and she was in 416. I was in 434. I just found that information out, and I am now scared and realize why I saw what I saw. Because I was on the same floor. Because I kept wondering, like, why did I connect with Elisa Lam? Why did I connect? And now I freaking understand why. She was only a few doors down from me where she stayed. And possibly got murdered. She was last seen on the 8th floor in the elevator. If you are scared, my suggestion is go, but don't stay there. Don't spend the night. Just walk in the lobby, take a look around. Or watch the 2-hour documentary on Hotel Cecil from the Ghost Adventures documentary. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I'm telling you. Crazy stuff. Crazy. Yeah. I just learned a lot of new information from the Ghost Adventures that I had never knew before. Like, I heard about it, but I never knew, like, which room it was attached to. And there wasn't a floor that didn't have a story in some way, shape, or form. And that got me... Hi! That got me thinking, like, there is not one floor that doesn't have a story in some way, shape, or form. Because the 4th floor, or besides the only 2 floors that didn't have a story were the hostel rooms. And the hostel rooms are the shared rooms that Elisa Lam was in. Those are the only 2 floors that don't have anything yet. But everything else, where people stay alone, all the way up to the 14th floor, because the first floor you can stay on if you want a single room by yourself is the 4th floor. And that is the reason why I had the 4th floor when I stayed, because I wanted the lowest floor, because I didn't know they had elevators. But they do. And when Richard Ramirez stayed, you could rent out a hotel room for $14 a night. And now it's like, when the last time I stayed there, it was like $50 a night. But I mean, never again. I will pay more money to stay in a hotel room that's freaking safe. I don't care. I will give my life's dollar. Never have to worry about it again. Honestly. They did run out of money, but apparently someone else bought it, curious. And I am blessing everybody, so you know, in their homes. Somebody else bought it recently. They bought it a couple of years ago, or they bought it last year. So what happened to the Hotel Cecil renovations are they ran out of money because of the fact that the city was dragging its feet in permitting. And they dragged their feet on giving them the permits to do what renovations they wanted. And then, you know, you can't sit years and years and years without making a profit. You just can't. Not on a building like that. They wanted to flip it within X amount of time, and it didn't happen. You know, because it is a historical landmark. So they're very picky. The city's very picky about what you can do and what you can't do. So that was the reason. Somebody recently just bought it. There are still people living there. Why? I don't know. But there are tenants that have been living there since Ramirez, since the 80s. And their hotel rooms are still the same. Never been changed. Never been renovated. There's very few people who still live there. Their annual revenue right now is only like $37,000 a year. So can't imagine that, you know, and they have 2 employees. So probably part-time employees that don't make a lot of money. And because I can't imagine it would be cheap to run that place. I mean, all the lights and the water bill, and because you always got to have the bottom on. I don't know. I haven't seen their financials, but I'm just like, I can't imagine what their financials are looking like every single year. It's probably like losing money every year, even with 2 part-time employees. Because of being downtown LA, the property taxes, all that wonderful stuff. I can't imagine they're making any money. That's probably why they want to reopen in 2021. Because, you know, they don't really have to do a lot to make it a profitable hotel. Because, like I said, they were renting out rooms for $50 a night, and they were busy when we were there in 16. Like the whole, like, just to check in. Like my brother and I got there late because I live here, so I drove or flew. I flew this time. Sorry, I flew that time, but I got there late. My brother had already checked in, but even when I was getting my room key and checking in, because my brother and I had to check in together to get a room key, so I could get my second room key. And I stood in line for like 20 minutes, like just to get a room key and some extra towels, because they didn't give us any. My brother's like a cleansing freak. He likes to wash his face like 20 times a day. He's got to have a towel, you know. That's why I just asked for extra towels. And the breakfast was the good thing about that is they did serve a great breakfast. They did do that. And for $50 a night, it wasn't bad, except for the fact it was a haunted hotel. Okay, guys, it wasn't a haunted hotel. It was just like a Motel 6 somewhere. It would have been a better stay. It would have been, but it wasn't. I want to tell you all these cool, amazing stories, but now I'm like, after watching that documentary, I'm just like so freaked out. You know? Thought my dog wanted in, but apparently he's not at the door anymore. Oh, the last bookstore. Oh. The last bookstore story. I've been to the last bookstore twice in my life. The second time I did have an experience. The last bookstore has a circular thing where you can take photos of yourself, and it's a circular thing full of books. My brother had an iPhone 4 the first time we went, so the pictures weren't that great, and I don't know if we even kept them. The second time when he went, he has an iPhone 6. And we went about 2 years ago. So, not the greatest camera in the world. Because, the iPhone 10 was already out by then. And we were taking pictures like men and women. So that's my brother and I. We were just creepy, touristy. My brother took a photo of me in this circular book thing. And he had that, because the iPhone does the speed shot where it takes many photos at one time if you just hold the button. He took 6 photos in a row. 2 of them, you can see blue fingerprints on my shoulder. And like somebody in the background, like looking over. It's creepy. And then if you look in the way corner, it looks like an alien is looking at you. It's like, and creepy. The last bookstore is also haunted. And they will say that. There's a lot of passages and a lot of secret spaces in the bookstore. And that was the whole point of like going to like check it out, because every time you go, you find a new passage or a new corner or a new this or a new that. Yeah, it was a freaky story. Very freaky. But if you do go, Jazzmaster, just take my precaution. Don't stay in the hotel. You can visit the hotel. Just don't get a room there. Don't stay for long periods of time. Do visit the last bookstore. Even though it's haunted, those ghosts aren't really as bad as the ones at the Hotel Cecil. There is a wonderful pizza place on the corner. Do not get the red peppers. Do not make that mistake. They're very hot, and they will ruin your pizza. Just let you know. There's a little Italian pizza place on the corner. I thought it was great. And then I screwed up my pizza by getting hot peppers. And apparently they're made out of ghost peppers. I ended up pretty much throwing out my pizza. Wasn't great. Wasn't great at all. Never will do that again. That pizza wasn't cheap because, I ordered it by the slice. Never again. And there's also a nice, wonderful, and if you go about 3 blocks to the right, you'll actually see where the American Horror Story Hotel was filmed. At the lobby entrance. And now I have you all watching American Horror Story Hotel. It's season 5. Go see season 5. American Horror Story Hotel. It is based off of the Cecil. And was actually filmed 4 blocks away from the Cecil Hotel. Which was weird. But true. Any questions, anyone? So I feel like I'm just blabbering on. Does anyone have any questions about the experiences I've had? Because they were creepy. I just finally got a look at the basement through the Hotel Cecil documentary. Holy crap, that place is creepy. With all the mattresses. I was like, whoa, what the heck? Apparently they're the suicide mattresses. What the heck? That is crazy. But after you think about it, there are a lot of suicides that happen there. Yeah, I wonder. I'm gonna go find out. $16 deaths. Oh yeah. So, Curious Rose just made a good point. So yes, I apologize. the last book tour, the can I speak? Wow, I can't speak today. The last bookstore is the last place Elisa was seen visiting before she was on the elevator at the 8th floor and then never seen from again. Found 19 days later in the water tank with her clothes off and the water tank door shut. Still a mystery on how she got there. I mean, not a mystery to me, but a mystery to everyone else. She was big into books, Elisa Lam was, and she also liked the crazy haunted stories of the last bookstore, which the last bookstore, I mean, is someplace I do tell you to go. I mean, even if you don't like books, they have this way of making it fun. Because even all their artwork is all book related. It's really cool. They create their own artwork, super friendly staff. They just don't allow backpacks or big purses in there. Yeah, the last bookstore has a P.O. box in Vancouver, Canada, which is where Elisa is from. It's kind of strange and eerie. And we all know from the true crime world, too many coincidences equal not a coincidence. Fun. Maybe one day I'll just let Curious come on and just talk away. And I'll just let her listen. Maybe we need to set that up, Curious. She's more knowledgeable about the place than I am. I just had the experiences. She's got facts. I don't have the facts. I just know, 16 deaths were at the Hotel Cecil. That's a lot. That doesn't seem like... $16 deaths seems low, because 13 was Richard Ramirez and 3 were the other serial killer. That just seems low. The first death was in November 19th of 1931. I'm okay, Beth. How's Andy? Is he still on? Yeah, I know. I'm about to end this because I want to go see Andy's live too. Because I haven't seen him in a while, and I'm curious on how he is. But we will be setting this up for another time. I am going to bring Curious Rose on, so stay tuned because it will be posted on the Facebook. And we're actually going to have like a fun fact night. This was just me getting on and ranting about what I saw from the Discovery Channel's Ghost Adventures because it kind of brought back old memories for me. Yeah. I want to set up a live with you, Curious, because you're so knowledgeable about this. I just know my experiences. I don't have all the facts. In fact, I think the 16 deaths just seem odd to me, but oh, I think it's because they're not counting the women that were serial killed there. Okay. That makes sense now. So it's 16 deaths plus the women that were serial killed there. So, yes, definitely. I am still doing personal readings if you want to schedule that. Some people don't like being on live, which is cool. I can do personal readings and do video chat with you or whatever you guys prefer. I am going to go jump over to Andy's live because I am curious to see what's going on with him. We're going to set something up with Curious Rose. We're both going to get on live somehow. I don't know if it's going to be Facebook or YouTube. We haven't worked out that details. We may go Facebook Live because it would be easier to have two people. Unfortunately, my internet doesn't really allow two people on YouTube because it gets really kind of funky. But thank you, everybody, for the chat. And I'm going to bless you all in your homes to get rid of all this negative energy we just talked about. And yeah, if you want to check out Andog's channel, let me grab his channel real quick. As I was
World. Girl. Tired of this world, girl.
there we go.
I howled and she did not like my howl.
There's Andy's channel. That's where I'm going next because I want to see Andy. So bye, everybody. Have a wonderful, blessed new year. And this is the Spiritual Awakening. So this year is going to be fun. All right. Thank you, guys.